In this video, I want to talk through the availability scheduling. So for utilizing Playlister, we can add in an availability schedule for our items. Now, why would we want to do this? Well, number one purpose is to help curate our materials for our volunteers. When we don't use the availability schedule, content is just left up on the Apple TVs. This can get confusing for volunteers, especially as we go throughout the year and we add more and more playlists to our Apple TVs. They could get to the point where they have a multitude of playlists available for their work. And that can just be confusing for our volunteers. We don't want that. We want it to be as simple and easy for them as possible. The other thing is that we have to run on an Apple TV. Apple TVs require storage for Playlister to work. All the content is downloaded to the Apple TV, and then if we put in an availability date, it can be deleted automatically at a certain time. Well, why does that matter? Well, if you have a computer, you know that if you fill up your hard drive, your computer begins to get slow. So what we need to do is keep our hard drive clean on our Apple TVs. So using the availability dates can remove that content from our Apple TVs and free up the storage. It keeps our Apple TVs running efficiently and running quickly for our volunteers week to week. So let's hop over the Playlister and look at how we would set up availability. So when we hop over here, we can see right here on the right-hand side of the screen, we have an availability scheduling tool. So if I click on that, I can begin to add an availability schedule. So if I click here twice, the very first click will set when it begins, and the second click will set when it ends. Now, this is on our music playlist here. I don't necessarily want to have an availability schedule on this playlist, and here's why. This content, I want it to be available all the time for all of the teachers. So going back to our last video, you can see that there is no tag available, so it's available on all of our Playlister TVs, and we just added a schedule to it, and I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing. So now that there's a schedule on it, how do we delete it? Well, we can click here and click on these X's and remove our scheduling. Now, this content will stay up forever and will be available on all TVs. So this is what we want with this music playlist. This is to give our teachers extra content in case they need to fill some time week to week. Now, when we look at our 1s and 2s classroom, these we want our content to be removed week to week. So week 4, we want specifically for April week 4. So if I click here, you can see that we have made it available for that week. I would encourage you to make sure that you leave enough time for the content to be uploaded to the Apple TV and then to be deleted at a later date. So for the purpose of this, we're actually going to change our availability date to Saturday, so that way it's uploaded tomorrow, and then it will be deleted on the 28th. Well, why the 28th? Well, what about a Wednesday night? Maybe they need that content for Wednesday night to help fill some time. I totally understand that being a case that could come up. So I want to leave that content up a little bit longer than what we probably would need to, just in case they need it on Wednesday night. And by next Sunday, that content will be removed, and the new content, which is week 5, will be uploaded next week. Okay? So this is some examples of how availability scheduling works and how we can use it to our advantage.